This story right here on as far as social media goes is making its rounds, and I'm bringing it to your attention because people who follow me need to be aware of what these two right here have done, who they are, and what business they run, and how they need to be out of business as soon as possible. So these two women's names are Jessica Parkinson. Jessica's the one on the right, and the one on the left, her name is Jill Vita or Veda. And they are co-owners of this restaurant called Salt Cleveland, which is I guess you could say a restaurant slash bar cocktail type of place that's ran out of Cleveland, Ohio. And they made their rounds on social media, especially obviously on the Twitter side, and probably even I think even on Instagram too, where they have this menu that rubbed pretty much every black person that you could think of the wrong way. It even rubbed some other people who are not black the wrong way because it was that much of a cringe menu. Now, I just wanted to put their picture right here up first, but now I'm going to show you what their menu had. Keep in mind, I said the word had and not has. So right here is a part of their cocktail menu right here. This is a screenshot that somebody was able to get off of their website. That's how the place went viral. And look at it, it says cocktails, but look at the name of the cocktails that they gave it. Bussin'. And the 14 is how much it costs. And then underneath it says it has the ingredients that's inside of it. The next one is Catch These Hands, $14. Vibe Check, $14. Bet, $14. And No Cap, $14. All lingo that has been made popular by black people, whether in entertainment or outside. You want to know what's so interesting about this whole situation? Is if anybody wanted to ask, what does cultural appropriation look like or what it is? This would be the perfect example of that. When you take lingo that has been made popular by black people that would be deemed ghetto by black people, and you take it and throw it on a menu and you profit off of it. That is a form of cultural appropriation. It doesn't always have to be blackface or wearing a certain hairstyle that is made popular by black people that would be deemed called something else that is unattractive or negative. This is a part of that too, that a lot of people don't talk about. But this is just a piece of their menu. So what I had decided to do, because at first I was like, I'm going to do a video about this. But then what I did was I went to their website to go, and see if they did this to any of their other items. And sure enough, because it made so much noise on social media, when I went to their website, what you see right here on your screen, the screenshot, was not there anymore. Or they renamed it to something that's more, I guess you can say, classy. Keep in mind, these are two PC women who took the lingo of black people and turned it into the names of drinks to profit off of. And I bet you if black people ran a restaurant, they'd be like, oh, we don't know if we can go with this name. It might be called this. It may be, this and everything like that. But they were able to get away with this. My question is, how long has their menu looked like this before they changed it because of this viral post? That's my next question. How long was this like? How long did did this menu look like this before social media got a hold of it and pretty much forced them to change it? Because that's the question I need answers to, and I need them ASAP. And someone posted up the words that most black people will say in our own vernacular and the definitions of where it comes from. So they have it from period, ASF, bussin', which was the name of one of their drinks, per, child, hit different, simp, sus, low key, high key, sis, on God, T, cap. Now, of course, we most likely have heard all of these. I've heard all of these, and they mean something different now, but someone did their extensive research, because this is new to me, about what these words actually mean on a deeper level below the surface. But this is a person that did their research, so I definitely commend the person who did that, because I definitely did not know what the deeper meaning to each of these words were. Now here's a picture right here from their Instagram page where they're holding one of the drinks, the Bussin' one that I was talking about. It's Salt Cleveland, so you can see that that's their Instagram page, and that's one of the people holding their hands. Like, I don't know if it's a hand model or a customer or whatever the case may be. It's definitely a PC hand, that's for sure. And it says Salt Cleveland, this cocktail be bussin'. Now here's the thing. Have y'all ever heard when white people try to talk like us and that shit sounds so cringe? If it's anything more cringe than that menu that they came up with, it's them trying to imitate it. Oh my God, it's like nails on a chalkboard. And then they said bussin', and then they put the ingredients down below to tell you what the drinks are. Well, what's inside the drinks. Now check this out. Their Instagram page is down, because black people, for the most part, went at their heads, and rightfully so, for that weird cringe menu list of items that they came up with. This is the notice from Instagram. If you try to go to their page, it says, sorry, this page isn't available. The link you follow may be broken, or the page may have been removed. Go back to Instagram. So they have taken down their page, or whatever the case may be. They might not even open up today. And I looked at their business hours. They open up at 5 p.m. Now I want to show y'all something else that literally is like, okay, you could have saved that, and there's no point of you issuing this now. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Here comes the weak ass apology from Salt Cleveland. It says, hey, Salt Plus family, we've been gratefully made aware that we chose to name our most recent suite of cocktails that are disrespectful and offensive to Black and African American communities. Thank you to the folks that reached out to hold us accountable. They are not thankful that people reached out to them. And let's be real here. The people didn't reach out in the way of saying, hey, can you remove this because that's offensive to Black people? I can imagine it went more like, hey, what the is going on? What are you doing? It probably involved a lot of cuss words that I'm not going to say on here. It probably went more like that, because I doubt it went in a tone of that seems welcoming of an apology, like the one that they're trying to give right now. Context for those asking in our DMs, they probably getting cussed out in them DMs. In addition to our signature cocktails, we offer a suite of new cocktails with every menu change. Each rotating cocktail menu at Salt Plus follows a name theme, which have included quotes from our favorite comedies as heard at Salt Plus, tribute to other local businesses struggling through the pandemic. And this time around, our theme was what the kids are saying, aka what we're hearing from our kids in the community, in the media, and especially on TikTok. My thing is this: all the terminologies that they're using mainly came from Black youth, and I doubt that the Black youth that they're probably referring to probably don't even live near them. They probably live in areas that they probably wouldn't even dare go down, probably sometimes in broad daylight. And I would like to know, where in Cleveland is this spot set up? Because I doubt it's in any urban area where they got this vernacular from to create that whack cringe menu. One of our owners is always asking what the words mean when a new one reaches her ear. So the team decided to poke fun at her by dedicating these cocktails to the following phrases: bussin', catch these hands, vibe check, bet, no cap, and slaps. All terminologies we've always heard mainly from Black people. And if you hear anybody else say it, know that they got it from us. We have learned that by choosing to name this round of cocktails after said phrases, we have appropriated Black and African American culture by using African American vernacular English. We learned that our use of these terms as the owners of the restaurant, who are white, lands in a way that has made Black and African Americans feel mocked and hurt. We are deeply sorry for the hurt we have caused with this choice, lack of forethought and research. This does not align with our intent to or collective values, and we sincerely apologize to those who have felt disrespected and alienated by this event. Thank you again for holding us accountable and for believing that we can and intend to do better. Now, you can see where it cut off where it says we will. Apparently, there was some more cut off, and I think that's the part where they were talking about they were going to take the stuff down off of the menu, but I've already read that part. But see, the damage is already done. And see, the thing is, they have to come out and save face because they know that can greatly affect their business. And they said they recently did this, but that's not really given an exact date or timeline wise of when recently. Was it yesterday? Was it? It couldn't have been yesterday because this post actually went up like 2 days ago, so it couldn't have been yesterday. And by the way, I'm recording this on December 20th. Just giving you a heads up. Was it last week? Was it at the beginning of the month? Last month? Like, it's not really specifying exactly when, but my guess is it couldn't have been too far back because of the way that people latched onto this so fast. So it could not have been just floating out there for over a month. It couldn't have been, because people would have been caught it. And like I said, they only apologizing because people are giving them pushback. After all, they went and changed their the names. They took the names down off of the website for the menu of those names and maybe changed it to something else. Their Instagram page is not up. Their Yelp reviews are probably going crazy right now. So, you know, they can keep their little apology. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing. And they thought they were trying to be hip and trying to be slick with it. But nah, it's the thing of black people are tired of being mocked and taken advantage of. And they even admitted out of their own mouth that they culturally appropriated black people. But you know what that also says? And I've said this so many times. Black people, specifically black Americans, are the trendsetters of the world. Everybody wants to be like us. Even down to some of our stereotypes, which is some of the weirdest things. It's wild. Because, you know, a lot of black people, they try to get away from the stereotypes. And you have outsiders that think our stereotypes are so cool that they try to do them. But here's the thing. They have, if they're white, they have their protection of complexion to, you know, get them out of a situation. Same thing with all these other groups that try to do the same thing. Asians, Hispanics, Latinos, Mexicans, anyone else. But when you are actually black, is like a gift and a curse in this society. A gift because most of us love being black, except for them self-haters, but it's a curse because we know the consequences and punishments that come along with it because of societal standards. And for them to sit up there with their PC privilege having ass and thought this was a good idea, and then hit us with this BS so-called apology, they can save it and shove it. Now, I think I had saw somewhere else, and I was trying to find that part, but it was saying something about, you know, they said they were made aware of it. Well, the thing is, you shouldn't have done it. You should not have done it. But see, they thought that no one was going to check them, and that's the thing. Many of them do this stuff and think that nobody is going to check them on their crap. We live in a new day where you can get checked in a multitude of ways. They're lucky that this was just on social media and that people don't go there in person. But this is definitely, you know what, this is definitely going to affect their business, and I don't feel nothing for them if it does. I hope they get I hope they get review bombed. For real, for real. I'm talking about 1 stars across the board. Another thing I'm tired of is when it comes to PC people, especially whenever it comes to stuff like this and like cultural appropriation and whatnot, they try to pretend and act like they just learned what it is. You can't tell me that y'all did not know what you were doing was wrong. They can't sit up here and tell me that this was not going to offend anybody. My thing is, I need to know who their customer base is. Demographic wise, ethnicity wise, who is the majority population that comes to their business and patronizes them? Like, what do they look like? That's what I'd like to know. And remember, at the beginning of the video, I said you had people who look just like them, who identify as they do, who thought this was cringe. I don't think I saw one person who quote tweeted anything from this post that thought that this was mind blowing, at least in a good way, or somehow amazing in any way. Not one. And I went through quite a few of them. I'm not going to go through them on here. But still, cut the crap. Better yet, do that. Do the cutting the crap and cut the check. That would make me and so many others feel so much better. And even after you cut the check, this is still not acceptable either.